Well, hi, everybody. This is Harlan Kilstein, our first webinar of the year. Let me wish you all a very happy and healthy new year. Starting from tonight, it's going to be a year of massive success. If you can hear me, go ahead and type it in that you can hear me. And if you can hear the screen, tell me what's on the screen. I don't want to start if you can't hear and see. Okay, lots of people are typing in that you hear me and see me. I'm just letting you know that I am in the process of coming down with a cold. If you hear me cough, I apologize to you. Not much I can do about it. I am working on it. And let's see, let's power this down. Here we go. Don't want any noises or beeps or whatever's going on. So we're good, and we're going to jump in. Now, tonight's webinar is called O.P.M, and it's specifically about how to build a business with other people's money. And I got the idea for doing this when I asked people what they thought they needed, to get started. And the number one answer was money. Some people said confidence, some people said a plan. Well, what if I gave you money, confidence, and a plan tonight? Is there anybody here that would help? People say, yeah, that would help. Okay. So what I'm going to show you tonight is literally O.P.M, other people's money. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to prove it to you. And if there is a dream that you have had, what you're going to learn tonight is going to show you how to make it happen. How to make it happen. I'm going to show you countless examples, real examples of people who have done this for fabulous amounts of money, including one that I saw just today. I'm going to show you serious ones. I'm going to show you silly ones. And what I hope you take away is that every single person on the call tonight, no matter what your goals are, no matter what your dreams are, you can use these techniques. So you're going to learn a lot. In exchange for sharing with you, what I would like for you to do is I would like you to close Facebook, close your email, put your smartphone down unless you're listening to me over the phone. Just pay attention. And I promise this evening to absolutely blow your mind with stuff that you probably were not aware of. So if we have a deal, type in, you ready for me to jump in? And here we go. And we're not going to look up until you guys are crammed filled with information and possibilities. So just type in, let's go, and away we'll go. Okay, everybody's ready to rock. People, let's go. Here we go. We're jumping in. So I want to start with one of my favorite singers of all time was Billy Joel. I just saw him New Year's Eve. He was down in South Florida. And one of his songs is called Everybody Has a Dream. I know that everybody has a dream. Everybody has a dream. And I'm assuming that you guys on the call with me have a dream. I don't know if you've ever typed down what your dream is, but if you have a dream of something that you've wanted to create but didn't have the money for, a business that you wanted, I'm going to show you how to get that money tonight. This is real. This is not pie in the sky. I'm going to show you people. The truth of the matter is, this is highly edited, because if I showed you all of my friends who were doing this, this would be a 4-hour webinar. But I've cut it down But trust me, this is the tip of the iceberg. O.P.M. stands for other people's money. This is the way the rich get rich. They don't lay out their money, they lay out someone else's money. And if everything goes well, then there are benefits to everybody. And if things go south, well, their money is intact. When you're rich, you have people chasing after you to give you money. When Donald Trump puts up a building, very often these days, he doesn't invest a penny. They come to him and they say, we'd like to put your name on a building and we'll give you this % of the building for putting your name on it. And he says, okay, it's other people's money. Or he'll walk into a bank and he'll say, I want to put up a skyscraper. And they fall over one another and say, here's some money. That's an example of O.P.M. Now, this O.P.M. that we're talking about tonight does not have to be paid back. It's real money, but you don't have to pay anyone back. There's no loan, there's no interest, okay? You don't have to give up any equity in the business. No one is your boss. No one will tell you what to do. There's no upper limit as to how much you can make, and the business you build is 100% yours. Plus, you can come back for more money anytime you want. Now, some people are typing in saying, this is too good to be true. Well, let me assure you that it's true. And over the next few minutes, you'll see that it's too good for you not to be doing it. It's 100% legal, and the bankers are stunned. So here's the fine print, okay? Number one, you can't just take the money and run, okay? There's got to be a plan. You have to have an idea that people can relate to. You must use that money towards that idea. You must keep your supporters notified of your progress. Planning equals success, not planning equals failure. But here's the best part, is that people exactly like you are doing it today, will do it tomorrow, and will continue to do it. You do not have to have any special technical skills to do this. This is a two-time success story. He now goes by his Hebrew name Nahum. I know him as Richie because he was in my high school. He was a student of mine. Now, Richie has a disabled son, and because of that, also being a kind-hearted person, he has spent his efforts to improve the lives of disabled children everywhere. Now, when his son was turning around 13, his son has cerebral palsy, and he tends to drool. And his son said to him, Daddy, it's not nice. I'm almost 13 years old. I'm almost bar mitzvah, and I drool. And it just doesn't look like. A teenage boy should not look like he's drooling. And so he thought about it because his son had to wear a bib. He said, Daddy, I don't want the bib. So Richie began to research, and he found a special drool-resistant shirt made of fine cotton and bamboo that was highly absorbent. It was naturally deodorizing, and he got money for the campaign. I actually have a bunch of the shirts. He raised $25,000 of other people's money in order to start that business. And some people would be very happy with that. But not Richie. Richie realized that disabled children have a very hard time zipping up their coats and jackets without help. And it's embarrassing for children in their teens to need to be zipped up like they're little kids. So he invented a device that would help disabled kids zip up their coats. He raised $15,000 for that. So Richie, in the span of a year or two, raised over $40,000 that he does not have to pay back. How many people would like to be able to do something and start a business like Richie with other people's money? And the screen just explodes. Okay. Now you don't have to do what Richie did, obviously. I'm going to show you that this can be just about anything. So the secret, some of you have been typing in, it's crowdfunding. There are numerous crowdfunding platforms. KickStarter is probably the best known, but Indiegogo is hot on its tracks. Rocket Hub, GoFundMe, Crowdfunder, CrowdRise, Razoo. There are many, many, many more. And let me tell you something. Crowdfunding works. How do we know? That in this year, 2016, more than $20 billion will be raised through crowdfunding. How many people here would like a little piece of that $20 billion? Okay, and the screen explodes with yeses and me's. Me first, duh. Okay, I would. We all do. So this is what we're talking about. And I'm going to show you. Elizabeth goes, hello. All right. So, and I know that Elizabeth has had a dream for a long time. Elizabeth's dream, and forgive me for saying this, is that she's been looking for a platform to teach financial literacy to children. So, Elizabeth, what would you do if this dream were fully funded without your money? And you could make that dream. She's smiling, okay? All right. It would change the world, Elizabeth said. Okay, so let's go change the world. Let me show you that crowdfunding works even for the absurd, okay? Was a real Kickstarter campaign. This guy says, literally, his description is, I'm making potato salad. It was a weekend. It was a joke. There's a picture of potato salad. And lo and behold, in just a few days, close to 7,000 backers gave him $55,000 to help him make potato salad. That's real money, folks. He got that money. Okay? Now, a lot of people have said, oh, wait a minute. If he got that money, I would make potato salad too. And people started campaigns. I'm making potato salad. I'm making potato salad. So the bottom line is, people don't like copycats. People like original. And if you're original, you will get funding. But if you're not original, you will get ignored. Now that we've seen the absurd, let's take a look at the serious. If you're ready, with your permission, let's go on. This is Glowforge. This is a 3D laser printer that actually prints on, it actually prints out with cloth, with leather. You could print a leather jacket with this printer. Just put the leather in on one side, and the jacket could come out the other. They sell for thousands of dollars, but look how much they made in 30 days. That's close to $28 million. $28 million. What do you think you could do with that? Now, people are typing in, what about this? What about that? We're going to come to that. I'm going to show you that there is virtually anything under the sun that you could use this for. It does not have to be a charitable cause. You could do this to start a business for you. However, it has to be something that people want and believe in. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Who's interested in seeing more? Seeing how you guys can do this. See, I ask you those questions so I can take a sip of my tea. Okay, this is real. Now, this is one of the most famous things ever done on KickStarter. It is a virtual reality headset. It's called Oculus Rift. Oculus Rift was this really cool device that you're going to be able to watch movies specially made for it, and it's going to be as if you are in the movie. Anybody here ever hear of a guy by the name of Mark Zuckerberg? Anyone? Mark Zuckerberg, name familiar at all, right? You know, okay. Yeah, you've probably heard of him. So Zuckerberg saw this and he said, oh my God, I have to have it. So after Oculus Rift raised $2.5 million in crowdfunding, Facebook bought the company for $1 billion. Hello? Do you see possibilities here of the publicity from Kickstarter or crowdfunding and someone saying, I want a piece of that? Okay. $1 billion. Okay. So let's go a little bit further. Someone says they can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Yes, no? Okay, very good. So here we go. This one is my personal favorite. Meet Bob. Bob likes cats. Bob decided that he wanted to have a cafe for cats, where you could go into a cafe and have a cup of coffee with your cat. No, I'm not making this up, okay? Bob launched this on Indiegogo. It was a cat cafe fundraiser. Over here, he raised £159,000. That translates into approximately $233,000. So this campaign for the World Cat Cafe raised almost $250,000. You see how many people, and this is not a joke campaign. This was a real campaign, and this guy did it. $233,000 for a cafe for cats. Okay. What this should show you is that if you have an idea, do not write it off. Do not say, oh, nobody would fund that. On the contrary, 30 days from now, 60 days from now, 90 days from now, you could be sitting on anything from 10 to 20,000 to 100,000 to $500,000 sitting in your bank account to fulfill your dream. If that would change your life, just say more. Type in say more. Okay. Now I see my friend Chef Marty. I don't know about Chef Marty, but Chef Marty could very, very well publish a book of his recipes. Chef Marty could open up a kitchen. Just about anybody here could do have um, their their dreams. Elizabeth, who we talked to before, said, I want to use this to build the money game home version. Absolutely, because people will believe in that. It has to be something that people can relate to, such as Cat Cafe. Okay, there are enough cat people there. There are more cat memes on the internet than anything else. So, Chef Marty could create a kitchen gadget. You guys could do anything. Matter of fact, you don't have to be a chef to do a kitchen gadget. Anybody who's in the kitchen a lot and complains about something. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you another thing and show you how ideas are generated in just a moment. So stick with me. Okay, so by the way, here's how we did it. He came up with a unique idea. He came up with some cool rewards. He posted it to a crowdfunding site. He watched the money roll in, and he created his dream. And here you see a cat, probably not as his cafe, but you get the idea. Whoever thought that cats and coffee went together, right? But apparently they do. Now, here is what we're talking about. I told you about this. This was out of tragedy of business. On the right-hand side, you see the members of the New York City Fire Department lined up in a solemn line as they take out the bodies of the mother and the 7 children who were burned to death in a fire that started from a hot plate in their home. They're standing on Bedford Avenue. Bedford Avenue was literally 1 block from where I grew up. They were just a couple of blocks down from me. I passed that house a million times growing up. And one person watching it was an engineer. And he knew that this engineer, that that the hot plates that are sold are basically garbage. And he decided to make a really good hot plate with all of the certifications. And he did something different. Inside, I don't know if you can see over here on the left-hand side where the coil is, most hot plates use cheap ceramic coils. And this is, he used the same kind of coil, a safer coil that is in most electric ovens. So it costs a little bit more, but it's safer. And this is something that you could plug in, it could stay on, and you could basically forget about it, and it will be safe without a problem. Now, I spoke to the guy yesterday, and his basically what he did was he went to China. He sourced places that could do what he wanted. He had one made up. It cost him about $150 to have a prototype made. He used that in his campaign, and he got funded. Now, the interesting thing that I want to use this as an example of is that on his campaign, someone said, this would be even better if it came with a timer on it. Now, he didn't think, because he's not in the kitchen, he wasn't thinking of that. But if it came with a timer, more people would do it. So sometimes you can have a derivative product that would be just as successful, possibly even more successful. And a derivative product can do great as well. So what this guy now has is not only did he make money in order to fulfill this, but he now has a manufacturer. He now has a brand name, and he has a business that will sustain his family for years to come. Now, let me ask you a question. How many people here would like to take the next 30 to 60 days, maybe if you're slowpokes, 90 days, and turn your life for yourself and your family around? 30 would be for Speedy Gonzalez people. 60 would be about average. 90 would be about the slowpokes who have to think about everything 3 times before doing it, before pulling the trigger. But how many people would want to do that? And Paul goes, nah, not me. So people, this is how it works. I'm going to break it down because your dream is really within reach. If you have the right idea, and there isn't a single person here who could not come up with the right idea. If you have the right platform, which of the crowdfunding platforms to use? If you have compelling prizes, and sometimes the prizes are silly, like the potato salad prizes. If I showed you the prizes, you'll laugh, but I'm going to show you real prizes in a minute so you're going to get the idea. I want you to come away with the idea of this is real and I can do this. The right copy on your page to move people so that they want to be part of this with you. The right video. My friend Richie, I corresponded with him yesterday, and he said, Doc, tell them the number one thing is the video. It's all about the video. Your success is going to be directly connected to your video. And you have the right connections, and that add these up, and your dream business is paid for by someone else. Okay, so this is what's going on here, and this is something that every single person here can do. Now, why does crowdfunding fail? Not every single campaign succeeds. Crowdfunding is like teaching a baby to walk. It requires your attention for 30 to 60 days, or it probably won't succeed. You can't just toss this out there and come back in 30 days later and expect to find something. It has to be worked, okay? Just like anything, for 30 to 60 days, this is your business. So, how many people here would be willing to work for 30 to 60 days to turn their life around? Okay. Now, I know people are saying it, but you're going to see that I'm taking steps to make sure that it happens. I'm going to be super mean on this one. I'm going to be so super mean on this one because I want you to succeed. There's nothing more than I want you to succeed. This is simple, okay? This is easy schmeezy. All it takes is an idea. Now, I'm not going to share them out loud, but type in some of the ideas that you might have. I won't share them. I just want to see them. Okay. While you're doing that, Paul asks a really good question, and he asks, "Do you have to give equity to the people supplying the money?" And the answer is no, you don't. Woo! I'm looking at these stuff. Wow. Wow. Okay. DVDs, retreat centers, specific health issues. Oh, wow. Woo! Great ideas. Great ideas, courses. Okay. I'm seeing just ideas coming in. And a lot of people don't know yet what they want. And that's because this is new to them. And I understand that. But I'm telling you that there is an idea within you that can make you rich and transform your life. And all you need to do is focus, put your head down for 30 to 60 or slowpokes 90 days, and you could be up and running. Now, I saw this on Facebook today. It came into my feed because Kickstarter made it the Kickstart project of the day. That gets you a lot of attention. Now, what I'm going to show you, first of all, I want you to sit down, because what I'm going to show you right now is, if you guys do not get excited now, you're in a severe coma. Like they've nailed the coffin shut because rigor mortis has set in. This should excite you and drive you up the wall, what I'm about to show you, okay? This is going to, and the more the ideas are coming in, the ideas are still coming in. Okay. People can't get enough of these earphones. The promise is that they mold to your own ears. Now, the Facebook ad takes you to the Kickstarter page. When you go to the Kickstarter page, their goal was to raise $100,000. How much did they raise? Just a little bit over their goal. Instead of $100,000, they raised more than $2.2 million. $2.2 million for these earphones that mold to your ears. Okay? So let's do the math. Everybody, do the math. They raised $2.2 million. Their goal was $100,000. How much spare change do they have lying around right now? enough for some coffee at that cat place. Okay, Lee, my accountant friend, says $2.1 million. He rounded up. Scott says 2.186 million. Okay, and Kevin says I was never good at math. So, that's a heck of a lot of money. That's a heck of a lot of money. They have leftover money. Okay, and they have to pay for the prizes, but I assure you that they are going to have plenty of money left over. They will probably have $2 million left over. Now, here are the prizes that they gave. And I want to point this out to you. This should be a slide where you really pay attention. So if you pledge $5 or more, you get a thank you. 212 people gave them $5 just for a thank you. In fact, their name will be listed with 212 other people on the website. That's $1,000 right there. The next level up was $169. They allowed 200 of those. They were all gone. Okay? Now, assume that these headphones, let's assume they cost them $20. They're still making money. So then they added more. For $179, 400 backers, sold out. $199. For $199, you got headphones and tips and colors. They wanted to do 8,000 of them. Nearly 7,000 people bought in. $229, $250 all gone. 369 backers. They had, that's where it started to change. And they got 1,250 people. Now, I took a couple out just to show you the higher ends. $1,000. 4 people gave them $1,000 for the headphones. And 2,000, basically $3,000, 2 people did it, and they get a trip, which they have to pay for, up to their office in Montreal, and they get to hang out with the team, try on the headphones, and test them before anyone else. And 2 people gave them $3,000 apiece. What do you learn from this, folks? What do you learn from this? Go ahead and type it in. Elizabeth says people love to be part of this. Lee says people willingly overpay. Im says everything is possible. Ann says almost anything's possible. Kent says I can do this. Marty says it can be done. Joni says have levels. People are interested. Okay? This is how to get free money. People believe in your thing. That's the key, is to have something that people want and you can provide. It does not have to be a physical product. We'll go a little further. What do you want to create? So these are just the categories on Kickstarter, but on other things you can do even more. Art, comics, crafts, dance, design, fashion, film and video, food, games, journalism, music, photography, publishing, technology, theater. Almost anything is possible. Now, how many people here have heard of Star Trek? Anyone? Has anyone here ever heard of Star Trek? Okay, people have heard of Star Trek. So, and you know that Trekkies are so insane that they go around speaking Klingon to one another. Okay, there was the famous Saturday Night Live thing where William Shatner as Captain Kirk starts yelling at people to get a life and grow up and stop doing all this stuff, and then his manager comes up to him and tells him how much he's being paid to stand and talk to the Trekkies and how much money they want to give him. And all of a sudden he has this change of life and he becomes Captain Kirk on the bridge again and everybody loves it. So a bunch of Star Trek geeks decided that they didn't have enough Star Treks. So they started filming their own series of seasons. They called it Star Trek Annex. And I think they put out 3 seasons so far of Star Trek DVDs. And they were working on their last campaign when Columbia, who owns the copyright, went, wait a minute, you can't use Star Trek in your video series, and they quashed the last one. But it just gives you the idea of what's possible. So let's take a little look now at what's possible. You could do any of these. You could write a book and take time off and have people pay you effectively to write the book. And guess what they would want as a prize? Okay, yeah, people are typing in the book, that's right. And you can have levels. They could have signed copies of the book, personally inscribed copies of the book. You could invent a new fishing lure. You could start a biscotti business. I spoke to somebody today, and she told me that if she could, she would start a biscotti business because she makes a really great biscotti. You could create a salsa dance DVD and teach people how to do the salsa. You could formulate a new salsa hot sauce. You could create a comic book series. People love comic books. You could fund a feature film. You could design a new style of jeans. You could design a pocket gluten tester. You could invent a new style of snow shovel. You could record a music CD for a band. You could create a photo book of the Great Barrier Reef, and include in it the trip to Australia to take all the pictures and the scuba gear. Okay? You could invent a knitting needle for people with arthritis. You could invent a new golf club. You could invent a simple lightweight car seat so parents can carry it easily if they have to go from car to stroller, and it could be sturdy of some new alloy of plastic that won't crack. Do you see from this that your choices are virtually unlimited? How many people here want the freedom right now to create a new life? That's it. That's what it's boiling down to. Because let me assure you, you require no technical skills to do this. All you need is a keyboard and the ability to type. Not much more. You'll need some video, but that's it. It's simple. Remember, these guys, they have a spare $2 million hanging around, and it's the first project that they attempted. Home run, okay? Home run. Isn't it time you stopped working for other people and started working for yourself? How many people here for the next 60 to 90 days would be willing, if you would put in an hour a day and maybe a couple of hours extra on weekends, you could have a new life? Anybody think it would be worth it to have that new life? This is not something that's going to take you a year to do or whatever. 60 to 90 days and boom. And the yeses are coming in. Here are some terms I want you to know. A campaign, this refers to the money-raising efforts on a crowdfunding platform. It's called a campaign. The backer is someone who donates to your campaign. The rewards are what you give to someone who backs your campaign. You need all three. If you don't give people rewards, it's not going to succeed. And if you don't actively work this and give it your attention, like the child that's learning how to walk, it's probably going to crash. Now, here are some things that you should know. Okay, each platform is a little bit different. Let me explain this to you so that you understand Kickstarter's idea. On Kickstarter, if you say your goal is $100,000 and you raise only $80,000, you do not get the money. Kickstarter requires that you be fully funded. The reason for that is very simple. If you've told people that it's going to cost you $100,000 to get this done, and you only have 80, Kickstarter doesn't want you to have to lose money in order to make this thing happen. So it's all or nothing. They want you to succeed. On the other hand, Indiegogo offers different options. And one of their options is you get whatever comes in. They expect that you will be able to produce your promises. None of these crowdfunding platforms will tolerate someone who says, okay, I meant to do this, but what I really meant to tell you is I'm going to take a good long nap and wake up in 6 months and go, what happened to all of the money? That's not the case. Each crowdfunding site takes a small percent of the money raised. That's how they stay in business. And you also pay credit card fees. You get the money about 10 days after the campaign ends. They transfer it to your bank account. So those guys in Montreal are going to 10 days. The campaign ends sometime tomorrow, I believe. 10 days from tomorrow, they're going to look at their bank account, and there's going to be over $2 million in it. What do you think you'd do if you looked in your bank account after a Kickstarter campaign and there was 10, 20, 40, 100, or even $2 million in it? Do you think there'd be a smile on your face? And it would be, the truth of the matter is that when you make the money, the work begins. Your new work begins because you've got to deliver what you promised. And for some people, they only begin to work on this after they send a letter of resignation into their boss. Dear boss, goodbye. I'm working for myself. Okay? You do not have to be a U.S. citizen, but each site is a little bit different, and some of them may require that you need a U.S. bank account. Again, each site is a little bit different. Since it is income, and it should go to a corporation, not to yourself, you do pay taxes on this money. It'll probably cost you about $100 to set up a corporation, but it's well worth it. And many of the sites really want you to have a corporation. It's considered more professional. Now, one thing also, someone said to me, hey, Harlan, I want to do this, but I don't want anyone to know who I am. And I can tell you that that's not going to work. One of the biggest premises of Kickstarter is people supporting people. They want to see you. They want to hear your story. They want to know that you are a single mom and you're struggling to make things meet. But it just so happens that you make the world's best chocolate chip cookie. And that when people have your cookies, and there's a video show people having their cookies and each one of them fainting after they eat a cookie. This could change your life. Of course, you can do this because you don't need a website. You don't need to be a programmer. You don't need any upfront capital. There's no money to repay. You build a real business that you could spend the rest of your life on. You could build a website afterwards to keep selling it, or you could put it up on Amazon, and you can outsource everything. You'll have the money. Now, it's interesting now that Amazon and Indiegogo are seeing the potential here, and they want a piece of the action. And we're starting to see some things from Kickstarter and Indiegogo showing up on Amazon during the campaign. Okay? So this is something that you want to pay attention to. Now, here's what I know. You are just one idea away from changing your life. One idea. This single idea can create a business that will last for years. You can turn your idea into cash, and this will undoubtedly be something that will sustain you and your family for years. And here's the best part. I'll not only help you with that idea, I'll help you with every step of your crowdfunding campaign. I'm introducing today the KickSmarter Program. It's a unique 6-week program designed to help your dream get fully funded. It's a step-by-step roadmap taking you from idea to finished campaign to money in the bank. A plan on how to leverage the power of blogs and social media so your campaign explodes. Insiders, tricks, and hacks you can use after your campaign launches that are perfectly legal but seldom done. The right way to follow up to a successful campaign to ensure everyone is happy. And we're doing this in 3 different programs. Number 1 is called the Basic KickStarter Program. Number 2 is the KickSmarter Program with the Income Incubator. And number 3 is the KickSmarter Program with the Income Incubator and personal coaching. There are 3 choices. Let's show you what's involved. Week number 1, a secret millionaire making trick to find ideas that will turn into gold, and how to decide which platform is right for you. Number 2, choosing your magic number. How much money do you want to raise? You want a realistic goal? You need to make sure that you include the cost of the crowdfunding site. You need to make sure that you include the price of the credit card charges. You may need to make sure that your credit cards everything is just right. You don't want a number that is too big. You don't want a number. You don't want a number that is too small. And so I'll help you get the right numbers. Okay? This is terrific. You can do this. Next, week 3, pledges and rewards, and we start building the buzz. We haven't launched your campaign yet, but we're out there building the buzz. We are getting people interested in what you've got. Week number 4, we build your Kickstarter video and your Kickstarter page. Week number 5, we have liftoff. We have liftoff. And your campaign from start to finish. Week number 6, follow up with your supporters. What? Yes, you have to follow up with your supporters. You need to make them happy. And these supporters will support your future efforts. If they gave you money once, they'll give you money again if you treat them the right way. And that's what I want from you. I want you to treat your supporters like gold. So the platform that you use depends on what you want. Some platforms are better for arts. Some platforms are better for causes. Some platforms are better for huge causes. And there are some of you that have a business, that a serious business, but you know what? You want it to take off and you want equity in your business. It could be an existing business. And there are platforms that will cover that. So it's the right platform for the right idea. And there's a Facebook group membership for the KickSmarter program. Now, the KickSmarter program with the Income Incubator. It's got all of the KickSmarter program, plus there are additional weekly sessions where we'll get on the phone or on a webinar and we'll talk about your ideas. Additional focus on ideas. Ideas are going to make or break your campaign. We're going to give you some spy tools that James Bond's Q would love. We're going to help you with selecting a product creator and how to work with them. Help with designing and producing a 3D model if you choose to do a physical product. And then 3 coaching sessions with a member of my team to give you guided help in product selection, to give you generous assistance in video production, even to the point of working with you and producing the video. The video only needs to be about 2 or 3 minutes long. 2 minutes is ideal, so we can help produce that with you, and a review of your sales page. That's program number 2, the KickSmarter program with the Income Incubator. And now here's the point that I want you to pay attention to, is that all coaching sessions are to be used within 8 weeks. Now, I know you guys, and I love you guys, but sometimes you guys just won't follow through. I'm serious about dragging you all the way to success. So I insist that you use these sessions because I'm going to force you to succeed. I'm going to hold your toes to the fire, and I'm going to hold your toes to the fire, and I'm going to drag you all the way to success. And these people are These two groups, one is going to be the KickSmarter group, and the other one is going to be the Income Incubator group. And finally, the KickSmarter program plus the Income Incubator plus personal coaching. You get everything you've seen so far plus 6 one-on-one coaching sessions with me, membership in 2 Facebook groups, super focus on your product with me. Our goal in this is to get you funded on day 1. Now you're going to work. You're going to work hard with me, but that's our goal, to get you fully funded on day 1. I will write the copy with you. We will create the video together, and we will launch together, and boy, are we going to celebrate together. So those are the 3 programs. All sessions are to be used within 8 weeks. 8 weeks from now, between 8 weeks and 60 days, 90 days from now, I want this to have more success than any other program in history. And I need you guys to help me do that. Our unconditional guarantee is that you have 2 weeks, 14 days to go into the first modules of the Kickstarter program from when the first module is up. It doesn't start from day 1. It starts from when the first module goes up, which will be next week. If you decide that this program is going to require you to step too far out of your comfort zone, or you're simply not committed enough to quickly grow a profitable business with crowdfunding, then simply request your full refund before the rest of the video modules are made available to you. Beyond the 2 weeks after you register, I will assume you are committed to the process. You're going to make your dreams happen, and that's it. However, the only exception to that is if you choose one of the coaching programs, there are no refunds on coaching. So, warning, and this is something I've never said before, but it's actually happening for the first time now. Number 1, this is the first time I have created a program that is going to be published by someone else. In fact, it's possible that in the future, you won't even hear my voice on this program. Number 2, when I hand the program over to them, they plan on doubling the prices of the program. No joke. Their last program sold for $6,000, and they're even coming up with a version of the program where all the work is done for you for $50,000. This is your only chance to get in at these prices. I'm probably handing the program over to them within the next week or 2 for them to publish it. You could be fully funded, living your dream in 2 or 3 months from now. You should have seen that there's just about nothing under the sun that you cannot do. Just imagine, what would I do if someone was willing to pay for my business? I'll tell you, I have lots of things that I would like to do. And folks, this is something that every single person here can do. So, guys, I want to let you know, and Glenna will put the link into the chat box. It's killstein.com/KickSmarter. You'll see that there are paid in full options. You'll see that there are options for you to do payments, but I need to wrap this program up before the other folks come in, because I'm going to give you more attention than the other people do. So there's an absolute limit of 50 people who can join KickSmarter. Close to 900 people registered for this webinar. There is a limit of 20 people who can join the Income Incubator. And I have room for 5 coaching clients. That's it. 5 coaching clients. So if you want to work with me, that's great. I'd love to have you. But when you go to the website, It's not going to be on this website anymore. It's not going to be on Kilstein.com. It's going to be on their website. It's going to be my material inside their membership site, and it's going to be at their prices, which are going to be twice my prices. If you have any questions about the program, this is the time to ask. But I'm looking forward to some really motivated people succeeding. Questions?
Well, previously there were some questions about the actual Kickstarter process, but I'm waiting to see if anybody has questions about the program itself. Okay, here we go. David asking, are you only focusing on Kickstarter and not the other crowdfunding places like Indiegogo?
No, we're going to actually match you with the platform that serves your needs best.
Okay, and is there a plan by which you take a piece of the money raised rather than all up front?
And the answer to that is I was actually tempted to do that, but I have no guarantee that you'll actually do the work. And therefore I will put the effort in, but I can't rely on people to do the work. I thought of that as an option, but I know that many people just won't do the work.
Okay, and have you run one of these campaigns yourself?
I have run campaigns, and I have helped people do campaigns that have turned around that didn't succeed and then got fully funded. So yes. Recently, I've been doing more helping people with my other campaigns. I'm probably going to end up doing something with the Dogington Post to find equity for it.
So far, that was all of the questions.
Okay. Let's go back and just review 3 programs because it's a lot. The KickSmarter program, the 6-week program about finding the right ideas that will turn into gold, deciding which platform is right for you. Week 2, choosing your magic number, making sure it's right. Week number 3, pledges and rewards, building the buzz. Week number 4, your Kickstarter video and your Kickstarter page. Week number 5, lift off your campaign from start to finish. Week number 6, following up with your supporters, what you need to do to keep them happy, and the Facebook membership. I want to let you know without any fear or whatever or hype that most people who do it and just get their information off the Kickstarter site, they don't succeed. They don't succeed because they just don't have either a compelling idea, a compelling video, they don't have the right vision, and therefore things don't work. If you want to work and you want to see your dreams happen, then this is the way to make them happen, by joining KickSmarter. Now, the Income Incubator has 2 sessions a week instead of 1, where we're going to spend more time focusing on ideas, spy tools to make sure we're going in the right direction, helping you select a product creator, help with designing and producing a 3D model if it's a physical product, coaching sessions with a member of my team, and all coaching sessions used within 8 weeks. Membership in 2 Facebook groups. And the personal coaching gets all of the above with 6 one-on-one coaching sessions with me. Which one appeals to you, folks? I'm interested in hearing. And which ones you're want to join.
Okay, and Paul has asked a question. Does the corporation have to be set up in the USA or can it be in another country?
Each site has different rules. So I would look and see. They may want, they're more concerned, and these have charged. Kickstarter started with US only, and then it changed. The rules change, but they may be more concerned about the US bank account.
Okay, and then Gary's asked, when did the program start?
Program starts next week, and it closes when we hit the numbers or it starts. And then it goes away and comes back at twice the price.
Okay, and that looks like all the questions again.
Okay, so go ahead and put the link in one more time. And you just did. That's really good. You read my mind. Folks, it's been an honor sharing with you. If you, Frank says, what's the price? Go to the page. All the prices and options are listed right there. Kilstein.com/KickSmarter. That's where you go. Kilstein.com. Let's leave that up on the screen. Kilstein.com/KickSmarter. All right. Well, thanks very much, everybody. Thank you, Glenna. And let's get this show on the road. Thanks so much for the folks who have decided to come aboard. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.